Well, here we are again. To be honest, I've been putting off doing the fighter run because the RNG gauntlet was just too high, but I recently found a way to scale it, and I'll show you when we get there. Starting off with 1 point in climbing to climb the monkey tree. I'm putting the rest into strength rather than weapon use, because weapon use doesn't do much against the demons we have to fight. 220 weapon use is when it starts getting actually useful. So I just added strength for the tiny amount of extra damage it gives you. It's basically the strat. This run has the same route as the Thief run, but there's a significant RNG gauntlet because fighters have to fight. Your chance to hit is random, your damage values are random. I've had 40-second swings back and forth just from fighting 3 enemies. That's how bad it gets. It's just because we're under-leveled. You're supposed to grind your stats and level up and all that good stuff, and we just don't. So the final 3 fights are just random. Let's just go with that. Like with the Thief, we just enter Tarna and power nap for 2 days. It's just how the route goes. Only wizards have to actually make the staff, so they have to talk to Krisha. We can just leave though, so we just power nap until it's time to sleep. And while we're dreaming, we curse the unjust universe that made fighters worse at fighting than mages and thieves. The problem is that fighters don't get access to magic in combat, which isn't a problem casually, but for the speedrun it means that we can't jury-rig the menu system to give us 100% chance to hit. That's the main problem. Fighters, they have to fight straight up, and there's no getting around it. Now, we've been power resting this whole time. I'm about to do an animation cancel to prevent the final sleep period from actually happening by sitting on the pillow just before you do the final rest. You can break the script that sends you to bed and you just go straight to the meeting. Here, the council is busy talking about war and death and misery, but we're too busy looking at ourselves, so we just get thrown out. This route has the same quirk as the Thief one. Because we broke the sleep script, the world is now in perpetual darkness. So, to make the video a bit more legible, I'm going to do this. And it's time again to do David's do-gooder ditch. You can input a move command on the next screen, right here. This breaks the escort script. You only have a fraction of a second to input a move command. But now we no longer have to go to the Sabani village and do all the other stuff, we just bypass the whole thing. Look at those nerds down there. If we had paid even the slightest amount of attention during the council meeting, instead of staring at our own ass the whole time, we'd know about the Simbani and the Leopard Men being about to go to war over some missing artifacts. We didn't catch any of that, we just know we have a date with a monkey, so we're heading there now. Because we broke out of the escort script weirdly in the previous screen, it's still going technically, which means that when you enter this screen, Manu, the endgame NPC, is actually attached to us and is now escorting us all the way to the monkey village. The script still running is why we haven't had any random encounters as well. We're at the village, where we use our 1 single point in climbing to climb the world's 2nd tallest tree. The fighter actually gets a rope ladder here, which I pick up immediately, and then we persuade Manu to take us to the lost city as usual. The rope ladder is an interesting item, actually, in this game. It's kind of indicative of the rushed nature of the production. It was placed there so that fighters had a way to cross the waterfall, but then when they designed the waterfall screen, they added a puzzle to cross it anyway, and if you use the rope ladder, you lose out on the puzzle points you would get for actually crossing it the proper way. But we don't need the puzzle points, so we're gonna use the rope ladder. Though not in the way the designers intended. When you tell Manu to go and build the rope ladder for you, he goes off to do so, but the exit behind you is no longer blocked by a script, so we can go out of bounds here. We end up on the other side, waiting for Manu to cross and make the bridge for us. Sadly, the exit doesn't actually open until the bridge is completed, but we don't have to use the bridge to climb hand over hand or anything, we can just leave. Next up is a forced encounter with a powerful enemy, the Demon Worm. Usually the screen exits are locked here, so you can't really run away very quickly. But by using keyboard input, we can actually leave the screen so that when the encounter starts, we instantly run away. Time-wise, this method is comparable to the Flame Dart method I used in my Thief run. It's up for debate which one is faster, and it seems to depend on the monkey timing. Fighter doesn't have Flame Dart though, not for this route, so yeah, we have to use the old method. My bird is singing up a storm. I'm gonna have to re-record parts of this. Well, we're coming up on the thing that makes fighters different from the other classes in this game, at least for the speedrun purpose, which is that fighters cannot cheese combat. They don't have magic, so they don't have access to the menu to acquire 100% hit probability. All they can do is fight straight up, which means you're just swinging your normal sword animation over and over, hoping it connects, and when you're under-leveled, the chance to hit is about 20%. It's rough out there, and this is really where most of the RNG of the run comes in. As soon as I engage combat with Frick in here, that guard, you'll see exactly what I mean. However, I have an ace up my sleeve. If you're not already familiar with the run, you probably don't notice anything weird about what I'm doing right now. The thing is though, I'm swinging about 5 times faster than any other runner has done at this point in the fighter run ever. As a result, I'm about to beat Frick very, very quickly indeed. And as I move on to face off against Mike Tyson, the Uber Demon, people will ask, well, how, Kane? How did you manage such an astonishing feat? Play version 1.0. It's faster. I don't know why nobody noticed. Don't tell anyone, let me have this. No one has ever beaten these guys this easily before. It's just playing a different version. How come nobody noticed this? Nobody thought to check? I think this video is gonna come as a surprise to a few people, especially the current world record holder, who's gonna be 3 minutes behind. Oh hey, he's dead. This is why I started doing the fighter run. You guys have no idea if you haven't done or seen the other runs. It was such an RNG crapshoot before, most runs wouldn't actually be able to kill any of them. You'd have to reset and try again. And yes, spoiler warning for the rest of this run, you can easily kill the gargoyle now, it's not even close. And that's the secret. Play version 1.0. And this is an odd thing. The current world record holder Lemming actually did do some preliminary testing on 1.0, but he was only in there for like 30 minutes. He was checking up on some differences in general, and he did notice that combat, as he said, might be slightly faster on 1.0. He did not know the extent to which that is true. He didn't get this far in his testing. He didn't try to fight Frick and Mike Tyson and the Gargoyle on 1.0. As far as I know, I'm the first person to do this, and I've never had such an easy time of it. Man. All this time, all of the runners would just complain all the time, oh, it's so hard, oh, RNG run, oh, I can't even kill Mike Tyson. Yeah, I didn't have any of that. Like, ever. If you could punch my voice right now, you would do it. I did notice one thing bad about 1.0, which is that Harami the Thief is supposed to interrupt the upcoming fight because you're supposed to be low on life. He doesn't really do that with the same timing that he does in updated versions, or just when I'm running Wizard or Thief. For some reason it takes longer here. I have to spend some time getting him to arrive. See, normally he should have arrived after me getting hit there, but it takes 2 hits instead of 1. It's unusual. I wasn't expecting that. Sadly, the fighter doesn't have an out-of-bounds trick in the final room like the thief does, so he has to go through the entire thing normally. That means fighting the gargoyle, who until this moment apparently has been a major run killer for collection runs, and has been a run killer for the fighter run in general. I have, during testing, not had a single problem with him at all. It doesn't matter what attack he opens with or doesn't, he just falls every time. Hopefully 1.0 is the magic ingredient that collection runners and fighter runners need to just bypass this gauntlet now. I don't know how it behaves in ScumVM, it must be said. I haven't tested that yet, this is on DOSBox. Well, the gargoyle has fallen, so it's just a matter of knocking over the statue, hitting the demon wizard with the spear of death we suddenly have for some reason, and then hitting the orb with our shield for a final time of 8:56.7. The world record runner-up is now Lemming with a time of 11 minutes and 22 seconds, so it's safe to say that 1.0 helps. Well, I am out of words, so I hope you all have a wonderful night.